already had Ritik initiations.
Yeah, that was, yeah. Right.
But I think we should avoid calling them that because Prabhupada didn't call them that.
Yeah, Prabhupada didn't call it that. Yes, that was Tamal's
I
creation.
mean, yeah, well, he introduced it, probably he got it from Narayan Maharaj.
Yes.
Because Narayan and he were conspiring how to take over ISKCON.
Yeah. Yes. So we have talked about this before. He wanted Narayan to
Yeah.
become the next Acharya.
I don't know if it's that exact time, but definitely that was part of the plan shortly afterwards, if not then. Certainly it was Narayan's plan. Because when he was doing a puja, Prabhupada called for him. He stopped the puja and ran to Prabhupada, thinking Prabhupada was going to make him the successor of Acharya to ISKCON. When Prabhupada came, Prabhupada started talking about his godbrothers and if any of them were in Vrindavan at that time, which freaked Narayan Maharaj completely, as Prabhupada was well aware, because they said, maybe he's going to name somebody else to be a Acharya, not me. Narayan Maharaj said, no, nobody's here, everybody's busy. I'm the only one that's here. I'm right here, right now. That's what he was saying in the tape.
Well,
so
right.
So that's why I'm pretty convinced. And then Narayan Maharaj's hugest blunder in terms of the poisoning was that after 1992, when Tamal dropped him like a hot potato, otherwise he would have been kicked out of ISKCON himself, Narayan Maharaj was saying, I always knew that Tamal was poisoning Prabhupada. This is after he had been coaching Tamal and a bunch of other eager beavers in ISKCON in Rasika instructions on ultimate pastimes of Radharani.
Yes, yes.
And saying that Tamal was Prabhupada's most outstanding disciple.
Yes.
He was the very best. Why would he say that about Tamal? Tamal was a mover and a shaker, but he wasn't really that spiritual, you know.
Right, right.
He just went through the poses just the way they do in the Vatican. And then after that, he said, I always knew that's Narayan Maharaj is capable of astonishing, mind-boggling self-contradictions.
Yeah. You said you broke him down, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Back in what, 90s or something?
Maybe early 2000s.
Oh, okay. Early 2000s.
You see, people were already sort of upset with the gurus. So when Narayan showed up,
everyone hopped on him.
Well, yeah, he got a crowd of 450 people at the hotel where they had a conference room. None of these gun gurus could have got a crowd like that.
Oh, no?
Not really. Maybe at Rath Yatra or something, but or Mayapur, but not in a hotel.
Ah. So it was a pretty big event, huh? Yeah, 400 people. Yeah, that is quite a crowd when you think about it. 400.
Yeah.
Aspiring.
It was a Japanese hotel out in Westchester, but somebody told Kuva afterwards, and he said to Kuva, "Don't tell your father this," but he did. Narayan Maharaj was so upset by his conversation with your dad that he had to rest for 2 hours. So the meeting, the lecture meeting was 2 hours delayed at that hotel because of talking to me.
Oh, whoa. But Kuva is his disciple, though, no?
How is that for Mars and Saturn in the second house?
Yeah.
of
But
speech. What did you just say? What did you
I
just
said,
say?
but your son became his so-called disciple or something, no? At the end,
Who? Who
Kuba,
was a
isn't he?
disciple?
Kuba, isn't he a so-called Diksha disciple of this Narayan Maharaj? No?
Absolutely not.
Oh, he's not. Okay.
No. In fact, he wanted me to cut. His mother and stepfather wanted him to became Orion Maharaj followers because his stepfather had done a lot of bad stuff on Laguna Beach when he was the temple president there, and he was banned from all the ISKCON temples. So he started going to Narayan Maharaj, as did most of the other drug dealers that had been cast out of ISKCON. So his mother said on Mother's Day, he said, my Mother's Day gift for me, please go and hear from Narayan Maharaj. But he didn't want to go by himself, so he asked me to go with him. So I did, and I destroyed him. Not mean, accurate, just reasonable, the way I'm talking now. Accurate, reasonable, you know.
Right.
I wasn't being rude. The rudest part I got to, Rishabdev, who was Kuva's stepdad, when I came into the place, Rishabdev went up with great reverence to Narayan Maharaj and said, Maharaj, this is Narayan Das, the person I've told you so much about. He said. So Narayan Maharaj got up and walked towards me with his arms outstretched, ready to embrace me. Which
What
is
did
weird.
you do?
So I stood back, folded my hands, pranam, and said, Maharaj, I offer my deepest respects to your sannyas cloth. I refuse to let him touch me. And I was sort of amusing, and a lot of people like Bhagavan's daughter and others like that, they were all there. They all loved me because they'd known me since they were babies. And they loved me, they loved Shakuntala, everything, but they all went over to Narayan. And so what happened is that when they were there, every time I made fun of Narayan Maharaj or made him look like a fool, it was funny, right? I would do it in a way that was very funny. And all of his teenage disciples burst into laughter because they thought it was funny, not realizing that I just smacked Narayan's face into the floor, you know. So the biggest problem for him was his own disciples thinking that I was extremely witty and that I was saying stuff, and they didn't realize that what I was saying, if looked at from a different perspective, was an offense to Narayan Maharaj, but it wasn't really an offense. I was simply sticking to the truth. Why should I commit an offense? There's nothing to be gained and a lot to be lost.
Yes.
So anyhow, that's what was going on.
All right. Mahaprabhu didn't join, I guess, you know, he went to sleep or something. Oh, he got a virus shot, so.
He what?
He got a virus shot. COVID shot. Yeah.
Good luck. The more I read about it, the more I'm going to hide out if they ever say anything.
Right.
Why are you wearing a mask? Didn't you get your COVID shot? Oh, I'm wearing a mask because I'm afraid I'll get COVID. But if you got a COVID shot, now people get COVID if they get a COVID shot. Well, why are you wearing a mask? Well, I've Guillain-Barré disease and I'm not allowed to take a shot. And I said, oh, really? Do you have a certificate? No, you guys have certificates that you were vaccinated, vaccination accounts, but I don't have one for Guillain-Barré because nobody cares about that. So anyhow, then my next move would be to run as fast as I can to a parking lot and leap into my car and flee out of the place.
Right. Hi.
Yeah, what I'm doing, the diet that I'm on, the nutrients that I'm taking,